Twitch and everybody could hear us on Twitch? Or we were on nothing.
Are we live? Live. And welcome back to Geek Out SA. We're back. We're here.
We're
it's
on
Friday.
for real this time.
We're on for real this time. We did kind of like a whole little thing at the beginning, and you know, y'all didn't get to see it, so we get to redo it. So it's the thing about being
I'm over it now. I don't want to talk about it.
But they didn't get to see it, so they didn't get to see us mess up. But
that's too funny.
It's my fault.
It was my fault.
It's the trainer's fault because he didn't train the trainee how to do it.
I should have pressed start stream. So
that's okay.
Now we should be.
Have you checked it to make sure that we're streaming?
Yeah. No. I see us.
Oh, you can see it now?
Because I saw 1 and 2 on here, and I was just like, and then I see mobile live right there for Twitch. So.
Oh, okay.
And usually when you only see one, you're on Twitch, but you're not you can have access to Twitch, but you're not live on, and we already got 1 viewer.
Okay.
So, yeah, welcome.
Thank you for watching us during the...
So it's been a whole week, and...
oh my god, a whole week. 1 whole week.
And actually, we're supposed to have one of our co-hosts here, another one of our co-hosts, back today.
One of your old co-hosts, because I wasn't
you weren't even there. Well,
I was here.
You were there, and you did some Game of Thrones stuff, but
oh my god, that was so much fun. I used to love going to the studio with Roel and Omar and Vivian.
Yeah.
And even Matt and Michelle went sometimes and did like Pokemon and stuff. It was just so much fun, and Roel was so nice, and he would like guide us and like, we'll do it like this, and this would be funny if you did it like this.
Yeah.
And they like really knew how to cut video and stuff. So back then our Game of Thrones stuff was like super, like it was pretty good.
Pretty funny,
it was pretty funny. Yeah. And Omar was pretty freaking hilarious when it came to like hating Gilly.
Killing Gilly.
Oh my god, he hated Gilly.
But we'll talk
so
about
much.
that later, because he was supposed to be on today, but he had some stuff to do in Houston, so he was stuck in Houston, so he wasn't able to make it here by 6.
Oh.
So.
Sure.
I hate when that happens. But yeah, no, hopefully we'll reschedule, but this is, the second time this has happened?
Yeah, well, it happened with McKenna. Yeah. So, but we had Vivian on, so that's one of your previous co-hosts. So,
yes.
And then Matt and Michelle would like to be on because they're doing some Twitch stuff too now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not Twitch. It's like through the Xbox now. It's a different kind of thing. It's not Twitch. Xbox has its own thing.
Yeah.
That you do, and it's easier for you because you don't need like equipment or anything like that. You just do it straight through there. I don't know. They were trying to explain it to me, but they work usually Friday nights until like 8 or something. So we're gonna have to see how we can figure that out and kind of get them on. So you'll just have all your old.
We'll tape them and then air it.
And then air it later.
So I don't know. It's been a while since a lot has happened in the geek world, but now something really big is happening in the geek world.
Something that we don't even get to go to.
No. We haven't ever been yet. But it's San Diego Comic-Con. And for me, like I said, never been there. Been wanting to go for the longest time. But from what I hear, it's a lot of waiting in line all the time.
Well, I think it's waiting in line for like the really big stuff. Like if you want to know like what Marvel is doing, what The Walking Dead is doing, and it's more, to me, it seems like it's more media stuff. It's like, what is the new Marvel movie that's coming out? Maybe what is Netflix picked up in the Marvel universe to create as a new show?
Right.
Like what is The Walking Dead doing on their next season of the show? Not so much in the comics anymore. So to me, it seems like, just from the things that I've read and watched, that it's more of a media con now than a comic. Now it's comic driven, right?
Well,
because all the ideas come from there.
That E.T. did a live Facebook thing with the actors of The Defenders, which is going to be a Marvel show on Netflix with Daredevil, with Iron Fist, with Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, yeah.
So of all of those shows, I really thought that Daredevil was the only one that was really, truly interesting. Iron Fist, I thought, picked up a little at the end. I mean, I think I kind of only liked it because that chick's name was Colleen. No. No, I thought it got better towards the end. I did like that, you know, kind of the hand stuff.
The choreography on it seemed to get better. I think we talked about this last week, though. Did we?
No, we haven't talked about Iron Fist yet.
I think we talked about it personally, maybe.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. We talk about stuff and we're on the show and I never know what's going on. So
it kind of rolls into each other.
Yeah, it's all like, you know.
But yeah, no, it's definitely something I want to check out. And hopefully one day we'll get to go. Even I hear there's a lot of stuff to do without even having to pay to get into the con.
Really?
There's a whole bunch of stuff like outside that happens.
Well, you've been, right, Stuart?
Yeah, I went when it was super non-popular.
When it was super non-popular? Way back when it
was about
comics. Well, when it was super non-popular, though, it was kind of one of the few or one of the only ones, right, in the U.S. that was happening. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was like you'd still have your local little Comic Con, but back 10 odd years ago, your local Comic Con consisted of a room probably about as big as this in a hotel with like 2 or 3 vendors and maybe a comic artist. And that was it.
And that was the extent of it? Yeah.
So our massive studio... No.
It
seems massive.
I'm serious.
Really, this...
Well, because 10, 15 years ago, it was still...
Nerds.
It was still all us nerds, right? It wasn't as mainstream as it is now. It hadn't hit this media platform and become what it is, which is still the reason why, like, true geeks and nerds or dorks or whatever we all are, some of them have a problem with it mainstreaming because we were shunned and treated like we were kind of pariahs when we liked this stuff a long time ago and haha, we were a joke. But now, all of a sudden, it's super cool for everybody to like it, so...
Yeah. And the good thing was Stan Lee's autograph was free. Oh,
really? Nice.
Now it's like almost no one's is free.
No.
No way. They don't do it anymore. All of their overinflated egos, but we'll not talk about that.
You've paid for some.
Don't get me started.
Just as I have.
I did, and then I felt like a fool, and that's why I haven't done it ever since. I was like, is that what I paid for? I paid to talk to some has-been? I don't think so.
So during this time, there's also been another announcement, and Todd McFarlane made a big announcement today.
He made it there.
I actually got his Facebook Live video right now with him and Kevin Smith.
Oh my God, Kevin Smith, for real.
And if we can cue that up so you can see what Todd McFarlane talked about today on Facebook Live.
Promising you a big announcement on the Spawn movie, but before I do, I want to introduce you to my good pal, Kevin Smith, because he's part of the Spawn world right now with me, working on Sam and Twitch for BBC America. Cross your fingers, hopefully that gets going. He's writing, producing,
never mind,
gonna direct it.
Tell
it's gonna go.
News.
My news, though, is that we have just signed, if you like the movie Insidious, if you like the movie Paranormal Activity, if you like the movies The Purge, and recently if you like Split, or if you like Get Out by Jordan Peele, all of those movies have one thing in common. They were all produced by one man and his production company, Blumhouse Productions, and Jason Blum did all those movies, and we just signed him yesterday, and the ink is just dry, and we've gone from the theoretical, no more theoretical. We're now making movies. We're going to go. We're
insanely
wonderful. We're going. Blumhouse, Spawn, Badass R. It's coming. Get ready for it. We're going into production. We'll give you all the updates. Follow us soon. That's the news. No more talking. It's time to do. Todd out. Bye.
And I'm back. So
did he catch you making faces at me?
So he announced a new Spawn movie. It's going to be an R-rated Spawn movie, like the first
Well, you
one
kind of
was.
have to do Spawn that way.
But I think they just announced the director that they got.
So they haven't announced any
No,
actors?
they haven't announced any of that.
So we don't
yet.
know if Leguizamo's going to get to come
But
back.
that
and
it is a thing. So like the Spawn movie, the new Spawn movie is happening.
So our oldest son, Matt, who was on Level Up a long time ago, if you watched Geek Out, I say a long time ago, he was born the year that Spawn started. So that has been his mission since he has grown up, because we had like some of the comics and he was kind of interested in it back then. That has been his mission since he's grown up. Like everywhere he goes, he has tried to get like #1 all the way up to, and he, I think like last month or a couple of months ago, he finally accomplished it and he got them all. So he has the whole set, #1 all the way through. So that means it's 25 years.
But is like the first original, or is it a reprinting of it? Do you know?
I think originals, because he was looking.
Hey, Fulgore.
Hey.
How's it going?
He was looking like he would go to like comic vendors and like whenever we would go to a Comic-Con and he would always go with us or something like that, he was looking like at vendors to see if he could get the originals. And then I know
Well, because I know the one we got for Nick, which was the first appearance of
Morbius.
in Spider-Man.
But that's a much older comic.
Yeah.
But it was money. And Morbius is really super obscure. Like a lot of people don't even know who Morbius is. So I don't even know how Nick got into that. He read something somewhere. I mean, we've always taken the kids to like conventions and shows and half-price books and letting them look through the comics and stuff, and they would discover things that I didn't even know existed. So Spawn I knew because, I don't know if everybody knows this, they probably don't, but I had a spouse before Vincent. That's where the boys came from. And so my spouse from beforehand, Baron, he was into comics also. He was a geek like we were. And so he was into Spawn. That was how Matt got into Spawn. And our middle son, who's going to be 21 tomorrow, Zachary. Hey, Zachary, happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
His middle name is Blaze. He's named after Johnny Blaze for Ghost Rider. So they all the boys kind of have like comic book upbringings. And then you and I got married and we got this house and everything. And then we had my dad come and paint their rooms. And so the boys have Superman and Batman, Spider-Man painted in their rooms. So they have these big murals and stuff. So we have always been very geeky, and we've liked comic book things, but I don't know that we necessarily read it as much as maybe other people do. And I didn't really read the Spawn series like my ex did, and Matt reads the Spawn series, but I know a little bit about like the backstory of how he came to be, and so a little bit about it, but not a whole lot. And I saw the first movie, but Jesus, when was the first movie made? Like quite a long time ago. I would have to look it up and see, because it's been a while. Because John Leguizamo was pretty young back then. Yeah. When he was in that. So.
Fulgore says Morbius is a classic for me from the animated series.
From what? From the Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Really? He was in that?
Yep.
Why do I not remember that? And I used to watch the Spider-Man, unless it was a different Spider-Man than what I was watching.
No, the Spider-Man anime kicked off quite a few. Like they had a Morbius figure.
Yeah.
In the line.
Huh.
Because I used to collect all those. I collected all the Toy Biz figures right up until they started Marvel Legends, and then I stopped.
And then you're like, and I'm done. Well, Nick may have it, because he's also.
So did you collect any of the McFarlane stuff?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, McFarlane puts out good stuff.
No, he doesn't.
No?
He puts out coffee cups.
Oh, well, no, I mean his figures. Like
These figures are coffee cups. There's no posability in them whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah. I collected up until, series 15 or 16 or something like that. Nitro Riders was the one I stopped, which was Spawn figures on motorcycles. Or was it Spawn? I can't remember. But I collected them all. I religiously collected the original and the repaint, because they do two. And I collected the lot. And I collected the comic as well. But
I guess I never took a Spawn figure, like when I was with my ex, we never took the Spawn figures out of a package, so I didn't even know that they didn't move. Like, I just thought they looked painted nice. And
the original ones, they had the action figure gimmicks, they'd fire the missile and do all that kind of stuff, but he got to the point where the sculpting overtook the articulation, so it was more something nice looking than something that you could pose, basically. Right. And then he got off and started doing weird stuff and dragons and stuff.
And didn't he stop for a while?
No. He got the lucrative NBA, NFL. He basically took starters lineup and made it cooler.
Oh yeah, I think that's right, because Matt also likes football like I do, and he likes the Steelers, and we bought him the Ben Roethlisberger because he's like big into Todd McFarlane, and so he had made that lineup or whatever, and so yeah, I had forgotten about that, but now that you say that, I remember that. Yeah. It's been a while. So the Spawn movie came out in 1997. So it's a shame it didn't come out this year, because then that's 20 years. So they just need to wait 5 more years, and then they could do like a 25 anniversary release.
So it came out in 97 and Spawn didn't come out till 92?
Yeah,
that's
so
weird.
It was 5 years.
5 years?
5 years after, and they made a movie.
That's crazy.
I guess it was pretty popular.
Well, you've got to remember that back in the day, this was when all the top artists left the studios and formed their own studio, the Image Studio. And McFarlane, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestro, Eric Larson, all the top people left and made this new studio. So that studio was, oh my god, everybody had to collect everything that they put out. I know I did.
So maybe that was why they got such a quick turnaround on a movie.
Oh, we probably have a lot of background noise from the AC.
From the air conditioner. I'm sorry, people, it's hot in Texas, and it is a triple-digit day, so are they saying there's a lot of background noise?
No, they're not saying anything.
Oh, okay.
No, that's good.
I forgot all about it. So yeah, I mean, if they just got a director, maybe that's the direction they're going, is they'll do a 25 anniversary, not of the comics, but maybe of the movie. Like, it's been 25 years since the last movie. So I don't know. Oh, by the way, some of my friends, they saw the show where we were talking about Jumanji, but they hadn't seen the trailer yet. And so some of them just recently saw the trailer, and they're like, oh my god, you were so right. Like, it's the worst. Like, if it was a standalone movie, that'd be fine, but it's the worst. So
yeah.
So remakes, not so much. So, but maybe
if they had done it as a video, like a different video game, and not called it Jumanji.
Yeah, then everybody would have been okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So I'll wait and see what the
Like you go into the world of Tomb Raider or something like that.
I don't know. I'll wait and see what Spawn is like. Maybe I'll read a couple comics beforehand.
Well, you're going to have to read a lot of comics, because some of the main characters, they've been split up, and Marvel owns some of them now, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
One of the main characters, I think it was Angelique, which was a Spawn hunter. Somebody, I can't remember who, one person created them and then took them to Marvel. So now she can't appear in the comics, and she was prominent. Well, she was like a hidden character in the first movie to be like in the sequel that never happened.
Yeah.
They, I don't know. So you would like them to play nice. Did you guys ever watch the HBO Spawn the animated series? I loved it. Yes, I used to watch that.
Yeah, that was the true awesome stuff.
Yeah.
The movie was oh my god, awful CGI. But the HBO series was great.
Oh, I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah. I used to watch. Well, I used to watch it.
I don't know what I did. I didn't have cable.
You didn't have.
I didn't have cable back in the day. Well, maybe we can find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I can check it out.
Yeah.
So since you said Kevin Smith, is Kevin Smith the director?
I don't know. He's not that I know of.
But he was there when Todd McFarlane
so I don't know if
he's
going to have anything to do with it. Could very well have something to do with it.
I just wonder, because Kevin Smith has this really horrible underground movie about a clown, And, you know, there's a horrible clown in Spawn, so maybe the mashup.
Vulgar the Clown?
No, don't say the name of it. I don't want people to, like, look it up or something. It's
Y'all should
horrible.
go see Vulgar the Clown.
No, it's horrible.
And then
Nobody
right
should see
after
that. And
that-
don't watch
You
Meet the
should
Feebles
see
either.
Meet the
I knew he
Feebles.
was going to say that. It's totally disgusting. Don't watch any of those things. None of them. You watch
Have you
the worst.
seen Meet the Feebles?
Yeah, I have.
It's the worst.
No. Are we talking Kevin Smith movies?
No. He didn't do Meet the Feebles. What's his face did it? Cameron did it, right?
Yeah.
No, what's in the Lord of the Rings?
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. That's right.
My favorite Peter Jackson thing is a thing called Forgotten Silver, which is a mockumentary of basically him going out and pretending to find all these older film archives that like placed color film far earlier than when color film was out, and all these other fake pieces of crap. and it's awesome.
It's like all the fake things. It's like War of the Worlds, but for like film.
Yeah.
And then people start to believe it, and they're like, Peter Jackson said
Yeah.
that this happened at this time.
But the cool thing about the Spawn the animated series is that the direction that they did with the animated series kind of made the comics like almost come to life, because it looked like comic book like great comic book art
Oh, really?
in motion.
Yeah, it was almost like a motion, like they do the motion comics now.
Yeah.
Well, now I really want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been wanting something animated lately, and I've been trying, like, on Netflix to, like, pick something anime to watch, because I want something animated. I really liked that series that we watched, the DC series, with... It was animated, and it was The Flash, and... Oh my god, what
Justice
was it?
League?
Young Justice.
I don't know. We just watched it. It was a movie. We just watched it a few months ago.
Yeah, it was like Justice League something.
Something. I really liked like the animation and everything in that, and I've been looking for something else like that, and I haven't found anything. So maybe I'll have to see if we can find that Spawn.
Yeah. If you have any questions for us, definitely leave us a comment or two, and we'll answer you live right now as you're watching us. I know Fulger's talking a lot here, but
We
we
keep
got some
missing
other
it.
viewers there as well. If y'all want to say anything or make a comment.
Silence.
Silence is golden. The Castlevania series on Netflix is awesome, but only 4 episodes. We saw that.
I didn't feel like it was so awesome.
I think it started getting better towards the end.
I struggled with it. It was
but
okay.
It was a lot of story. It was a lot of story.
Maybe I just had too much on my mind. I don't know. I didn't like it because other people had said that it was good, and then I guess it was okay towards the end. And I felt like 4 episodes wasn't enough for me to care, if that makes sense. I was like, oh,
I think you need to rewatch it, though.
maybe when I'm not like too thinking about stuff.
But we're doing that. I'm still watching Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is so weird. I don't get it. Well, I never watched it the first
really
time.
weird right now, Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird right now.
You know, I secretly like take pictures of you when you're watching Twin Peaks, and then I post it up because of the faces that you make, because you're like really looking at me. You're like,
even when it first came out, and you were watching it with somebody, there was always several points within that one show where you look at each other like this. Did he really just say that? They really just do that?
I just like the.
And they have a lot of the same things in this one, but it seems like more overboard.
Even more
in this
over
one.
the top?
But it seems a lot more artsy.
Well, I still like the funny little old man that can't hear, who's like the head of the CIA or whatever he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always yelling at people and not making any sense about half the stuff he talks about. I like that character. I think he's funny.
Well, you mean the guy that actually made all of it?
Yeah. That guy.
This
He's
is
really
David.
funny.
That's David Lynch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. His character is funny.
But I don't remember him in the original. In the original show, was he there? Did you watch that?
I did, but
I remember him in the movie Fire Walk with Me. He was definitely in that one talking to David Bowie's character. But
I don't know.
I
My
don't
dad used to
remember him
love
in the
Twin Peaks.
original
He watched it
show.
all the time, but I just never watched it with him. So I feel like some of it's lost now watching the new stuff, and I'm like, well, who is that? Why are they doing that? Who's that? And then half the time you're like, how the heck would I know? Like,
yeah, no,
I can't watch this show anymore.
A lot of this stuff, a lot of the characters are new. There's some that are the same. But they didn't really play a huge, big part in the stuff that happened.
Yeah.
They were there, and they were there a lot of the time in the original series, but they were just weird things that happened in Twin Peaks.
I don't get why you watch that show. I don't get why you watch Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know why anybody watches Fear the Walking Dead. I still think that show is horrible. That show is the worst.
I really like it.
It's horrible.
it is. It's an awful show, but I hope all the characters die because none of them are likable.
Me too. Every week I'm like, please kill them. Somebody eat them. Somebody shoot them. And they get away with all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, is somebody going to kill them, please? And nobody kills them.
I don't like the mom.
Oh, I can't stand
I don't
her.
like the girl.
Or her stupid kids.
I
And I
kind
don't
of
care.
like the drug addict kid for some reason.
I can't stand that kid. I wanted him to be the first to die. Rabbit was all whiny, so I'm glad he's dead. Travis, his name's Travis on the show. He
Yeah.
was Rabbit on something else. His stupid kid was whiny. I'm glad he's dead. I don't know why Hector Elizondo's daughter isn't dead. Who cares about her? Hector Elizondo was a good character.
She's not dead.
I know. That's what I mean. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know why she isn't dead. She's stupid. Let her die. I don't like her. She's another whiner. I like Hector Elizondo, and I like the dude that was on the boat. Although, I don't know why he blew up the boat. Like, that would have been somewhere he could stay. Like, you just go out into the water and, like, you can swim faster than the zombies can run through water. You just clean it up and you have a boathouse that's just sitting there.
Yeah, but people would rate it.
Who's going to rate it?
Anybody who's left, there's still people that are out there.
There wasn't a whole lot
And
of
you
people.
get overtaken because you can't move your boat.
I would move my boat.
And anybody
Oh,
can
no.
just get on. Because it's sinking.
I don't know. I thought it was a weird decision.
So sorry, I'm with Colleen. I watched the first season and I couldn't take it anymore.
Yes!
He actually went
Solidarity.
with-
Woohoo! I hate it.
He actually sided with you this time.
We
he's done
watch it,
before.
so I see it, but
Uh-huh.
every time I watch it, I just hate it. I hate it. I want them all to die. I guess I really, really, really liked The Walking Dead. They have made, for the most part, really good choices in actors and actresses. There have obviously been some characters in The Walking Dead that you're like, oh my god, let them die. Who cares? But I think you need some of that fodder because we need people to die, and we don't necessarily want it to be the main characters, even though we know every year it's got to be a couple of the main characters that we like have got to die, but we need some fodder.
But of the original, you probably only wanted 2 people to die, which are Shane and...
I definitely wanted Shane to die. Shane
and
had to
you
go.
wanted... what's
I
his
didn't care
name?
for Lori, so I was
Lori.
okay when she died. I was like, see ya. Bye, Felicia.
You wanted both of them to die.
Yeah, I did want them to die.
Or not so much you wanted them to die as
You just
you
didn't
didn't
care.
want them to live.
Yeah, I just didn't care. And then the little old man at the beginning who had the motorhome, he was okay. He was like nice enough, but I was like, if he dies, it's okay. Like, I didn't really care. You know, you didn't want Carl to die. You didn't want Rick to die. You know, I never wanted Glenn to die. That was really... And the way that he died was just...
Ouch.
It was so horrible. Like, I really cried, and I was like, I understand that this is a TV show, but that was really traumatic, like super
It was
traumatic.
tough. It
And
was
I
tough, tough to watch.
And I kind of didn't care that the redheaded dude got killed. Like,
Well,
to
we
me,
hadn't
he wasn't
been
that.
with him that long.
Yeah, I mean, him. I was like, okay, kill him, kill him, kill him. Let him go. He's
Yeah.
okay. Him and the other little girl that was his girlfriend before. She can die. I don't care.
Yeah.
And the one that was his girlfriend after.
Yeah.
She's okay. She can die too.
She can die too.
Come to think of it, there are several of them that can die, and I wouldn't mind so much.
I
didn't like it when
the doctor. I didn't like it when she died.
Yeah, I liked her.
I
did like her. She reminded me of the little fat girl from Facts of Life.
She was in Nurse Jackie.
Yeah, she was in Nurse Jackie. Yeah, I liked her. She was cute. And Lori's sister, the little blonde, that she kind of loved Daryl. I liked her. I was kind of sad when she died. I kind of didn't want her to die. I liked her character.
I wasn't I wasn't as upset as I was
with their daddy, with Herschel.
Yeah.
Herschel was another one that was tough. Herschel was definitely tough. So
maybe with Maggie, I would be more too.
Yeah.
That one would be tough for me.
Maggie will be tough. Carl will be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl is going to be tough for like the universe. Michonne will be tough.
And he's not even in the comic.
Right? Well, but that's the thing that we're getting into with Game of Thrones, too, is so The Walking Dead obviously has steered from the comic and has all of these things going on that don't happen in the comic universe. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are with Game of Thrones because he never finished the books. So we're in this whole realm of none of us knows what the heck is even going to happen because there's no roadmap anymore, right? At least when something's based off of a comic or off a book, there's kind of a roadmap and you kind of have a familiarity, right? You watch Harry Potter and if you've read the books, you pretty much know what's going to happen, right? You know about Dumbledore, you know about Snape, like you've already read the books, you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then you get to something like Game of Thrones and then they go beyond where the books are and you're like...
So now we're in season 7.
Right.
In Game of Thrones. We started watching that last week.
It's very girl power so far. It started out very much girl power.
Well, didn't the end of last season was very girl power?
Yeah.
But they seem to be stronger this year.
Which is great. I think it's great. I think it's phenomenal.
And Patrick says, "Oh man, sorry, so late. Had to deal with that awful AT&T center."
Uh-oh. It's the worst.
I hate when that happens.
When I was reading the books, for me, always, from reading the books and everything, Arya is my favorite. Arya has always been my favorite. I think because I could relate to her because when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a little boy. I wanted to learn how to play football and stuff, and she wanted to learn how to use a sword, and her brothers taught her that even before they got split up and their dad got beheaded and everything. Uh-huh. Like, she was already a tomboy. She was already going down that path. So you kind of already knew that she was going to be a little badass, right? Mm-hmm. And then she kind of grows into that a little bit more as you watch the books. So when they opened last week's episode and you know that that's her, you're like, oh yeah, that's Arya.
You gotta watch it, and especially since you know what happened at the end of last season.
Right.
And that's what leads you, because at first you're like, wait, what? And then you're, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, And I'm finally glad to see Sansa coming into her own and getting some strength, because in the books, she is that Disney princess, right? She's looking for Prince Charming. Prince Charming is going to take her away to a beautiful castle. She's going to have beautiful gowns and feasts, and she is that Disney princess. And so when Joffrey turns out to basically be Jafar, like, she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to take care of herself. She doesn't know how to deal with herself. She is so shattered from everything that happens to her, and this vision that she has of how the world is, and this very simplistic vision. And it takes her a really long time. Like, she keeps getting kicked in the teeth over and over and over again, and she's still holding on to this very, very Disney idea of the world, right? And you just hate her, and you're just like, oh, somebody kill her already, right? It's kind of a Walking Dead.
Yeah, and then towards the end of last season, she starts turning. Uh-huh. You just see something click, just like boom. It's right around when she was with...
when she's with Ramsay.
Ramsay, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't get to see that progression in the books because the books haven't gotten that far. So you don't get to see her do that in the books.
So George is probably, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I'm going to write that down.
Let's finish it just like the show.
So I'm glad to see her, because her mother had a great deal of strengths. If you read the books, like her mother was a very strong character. And she dealt with a lot of stuff.
Well, cool thing about the Sansa and Arya is those actresses, Sansa looks a lot older than Arya. They play Arya to be, a lot younger.
Yeah, Arya's supposed to be like in the 14-year-old range, somewhere in there, 13 to 15, yeah.
They're
And Sansa's
a year apart.
Supposed to be 19, 20.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Sansa's only a year older than her, so they're actually really good friends and really close.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they play that age difference. You're right. They play that age difference very well, because Arya definitely plays that younger kid. She still has some of those,
So they must be like 17, 18 right now, something
I don't know.
like that.
I'm gonna have to look it up now that you said that. The other character that I'm starting to like because of the series that I didn't like in the books is actually like everybody's favorite character. Everybody loves the Mother of Dragons, Daenerys. I can't stand her in the books. She is so whiny. She like releases all these people and then they're all starving and everything. She's like, I just don't know what to do. Woe is me, and I've released all these people and they're under my tutelage and I don't know what to do, and all these dragons and they don't listen to me, and my husband's dead, and I don't know. She's real whiny. I can't stand her.
But don't people need to go through a journey like that to learn from it?
Like, I think yes, but I wanted her to have a certain level of strength that I didn't feel like she had.
Because she didn't, but that's the thing. She doesn't have it. And she needs to go through this in order to learn from it. And I think that Tyrion is going to help her out with that.
Definitely.
He's been showing her since he was the Hand for a while.
Yeah, her and Tyrion are a good combo. So the actress that plays Sansa, they're the age of our children, honey. The actress that plays Sansa is 21 and Arya is 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no.
Never would have thought they were.
Never would have thought they were that close at all. Especially didn't think Arya was that old.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought she was, when it
I
first
figured
started.
she was like 16 or something.
When it first started, yeah.
Well, 7 seasons in.
7 years.
So yeah, I guess so. And then they showed that Bran is at the wall now. So now you have Arya is alive and out there, but she doesn't know about her siblings. Jon and Sansa are already together. Here comes Bran to the wall. We know that somewhere the youngest one, Rickon, is out there somewhere too. So you have the Stark children coming back together. I would like to see some of their wolves come. So we know that Jon's wolf has been killed. Their oldest brother, Robb, his wolf was killed at the Red Wedding with Robb. Sansa's wolf is killed by Joffrey, but Arya's wolf is still out there somewhere. And I don't know about the younger kids in the books. I can't remember. So if somebody read the books and you remember, because I thought there were like 2 or 3 wolves still out there somewhere that got kind of like cast away or whatever, run off basically, that didn't get killed. So it would be possible for them to kind of come back into the fray. I would like to see that happen. I don't know if they're going to take that direction and bring the wolves back in, but it was it seemed like it was such a big thing in the books.
Yeah.
For them to each find this litter, for there to be enough for each of them, even one for Jon. It seemed like it was going to be a big deal, and then a bunch of them got killed, so then you were like, is this... And Daenerys has the 3 dragons, so I just thought maybe they would balance that somehow.
There's some fan theories also. Well, because there's 3 dragons out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there seems to be 1 Targaryen left. 2 Targaryens left.
Well, we think Tyrion and Daenerys are Targaryens.
Well, we think because fan theories are Tyrion is part Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the books, he's supposed to have 2 different colored eyes.
Mm-hmm.
1 green and 1 blue. And I think the other 2 children, or not children, they're what's her name?
Who?
Jamie and
The Lannisters.
the Lannisters have green eyes. So it was like, where's that blue coming from? It was like,
He's a Targaryen.
because he's Targaryen,
Mm-hmm.
half Targaryen. And someone was saying that Jon Snow
It's Jon Snow. People think that Jon Snow is the third
is the
Targaryen.
third Targaryen. So
Because he's supposedly Ned Stark's bastard. But then they lead you to believe that it's actually Ned's nephew from his sister and Daenerys' brother. Nicer brother. Not the one that they pour gold over his head and melt him. There's too many. So this is the thing about all this medieval stuff. There's too many. Like, it's like reading the Old Testament in the Bible, and it's like they begat them and begat them and
Way
begat
too
them, and
much
there's
incest.
too much begetting and families and crests, and it's a lot
And
to keep up
incest.
with. There's so much
Not good.
incest. I don't know about all that. Like, there's just the stuff that happens out in the north. Well, and Jamie and Cersei. Yeah,
Jamie and Cersei, but
that was hardcore. Like,
her and her, what's her name, and her brother.
who?
Isn't the Jon a Targaryen with the whole R plus L equals J? R plus L equals J.
Maybe
What's R plus L equals J?
it was like carved into the tree.
Oh, what does that mean though?
It's his parents, and J is for John,
Oh, okay.
because his parents like secretly loved each other, but they weren't supposed to like come together because the families didn't want them to, Romeo and Juliet style or something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've read the books. Let's see, 7 seasons ago plus a couple of years, so it's been a while. I don't remember all the minute details.
But at least you
and
can't tell me
unfortunately,
the end.
well, and unfortunately, when I read books, if I don't like things, I change it in my mind
Yeah.
as I'm reading, and so I think things have happened in book series that didn't really happen, and people think I'm crazy, and I'm like, no, that really happened, and then I go back and read, and I'm like, no, I made that up. That's okay. So
Like,
yeah,
wait, Jon Snow didn't die. Oh yeah, no, he died.
yeah. I must not have liked that part, so I was like, no, that didn't happen.
That
I just
didn't
wrote his
happen.
storyline keeps going. Yeah, I'm terrible. I can't compare notes with anybody because my notes are always wrong.
It's because she skims through books all the time.
I don't. I read them. I for sure read them. I read. People, I actually read.
She skips like the wordy parts that have a whole bunch of descriptions in them, which are integral to a lot of the stuff.
I mean, sometimes, and like, there was this whole part where Davos is talking and talking and talking in the books, and I'm like, blah, 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 talking. Davos is dead. Okay, move on. But he wasn't dead. And then when he was in later part of the book, I was like, wait a minute, I thought Davos was dead. I had to go back and read the part that I had skimmed over.
Folger says highly edited notes.
Yeah. It's highly personalized to me and the way I want the story to go. That's the thing about having a good imagination.
So it makes you wonder all these movies that that came from books, if they were actually closer to the books than you thought.
Maybe. And I was like, that's not how that book is. That book is way better than this. It wasn't. It's all a lie.
Like, Stuart, did you ever read the book Blade Runner?
I think I did, but was like a million years ago.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Because with that book, and the original book, and I've talked about this a number of times, was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Because it's the only book you've ever read.
It's not the only book I've ever read. It's just one I talk about most because that is one for sure that the movie is better than the book.
In your opinion.
In many people's opinion.
Because you didn't read the book right. You have to read it, and when you get to parts you don't like, you change it in your mind.
No, I didn't change it in my mind because I didn't like the character Deckard in the book, but I liked
See, you
him
don't like
in the
wussy
movie.
characters either. You get on me all the time and you're like, oh, characters need to have a journey, blah, blah, blah. And then you read something with a wuss character and you're like, I don't like that wuss. So, can't
He
talk.
was a wuss throughout the
See?
entire book.
I know. That's what I'm telling you. I bought Daenerys. I don't like her. Can we talk about my comic books? I want to talk about my comic books a little bit. Because we only have a little bit of time left. Since we're talking about reading, I want to talk about my comic books really quick.
You read?
I read all the time. I like to read. So these are fairly new. They came out in June, I think. Well, this says direct sales August 2017. I don't know. But they came out in June. They are DC Looney Tunes crossovers. So one of the great things about these, and I got the ones that had the Looney Tunes cover. You could get either the DC cover or the Looney Tunes cover. One of the great things that I really liked about these, and I've only gotten 2 in the series so far, and I'm going to get some more if I can find them, is they do like, you know, DC reimagined illustrations of the Looney Tunes characters. So it's really great to see kind of like how a modern animator sees Marvin the Martian, right? And because he's my favorite. This was the first one I picked up. I liked kind of, if you can see how that is. So you go through and you get to read like, you know, how is Marvin in the Martian Manhunter storyline. And it's a good, I liked the story. I'm not going to tell everybody what the storyline is. But it's really good. I enjoyed it. Then you get to the end of that storyline.
Is he real silly in there?
He's not real silly, actually, which is kind of good. He's not overly bright, and he's kind of one-track mind, and he wants to kill all the Earthlings, but, you know, so he's still Marvin enough to be Marvin. So what I like about these, then, is in the second half, you get a Looney Tunes version of the animation, and you get to see Marvin as Marvin would be, and then you get to see, you know, how Martian Manhunter would look like if he was basically a Looney Tunes character. So I liked that.
And each of those had 2 covers?
They had 2 covers. They had the DC cover, or they had the Looney Tunes cover. So when I went to buy this one, I went to 3 different comic shops and couldn't find this one anywhere, so I got the Looney Tunes cover. So then I'm just going to, if I can, try to find the Looney Tunes cover for the rest of the series so that I have that. But it's just so cute. This is just so like Marvin. You know, I love Marvin. And
is he silly in that one?
He is, yeah. So in the Looney Tunes one, they keep to that. And so then the other one I got was Wonder Woman and the Tasmanian Devil, because that was the only other one that they had at Alien Worlds. And I really wanted this one second anyway. So I got the Looney Tunes cover. This is really great. It's like Diana goes into the labyrinth and she finds the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, wow.
And he's really cool. He's like one of the beings that guards the labyrinth like the Minotaur would. And they talk about the labyrinth like having different areas like in Crete and by Themyscira and different things. And so she tricks him, and she gets him to fall asleep to music, which we know from Looney Tunes that music calms him and makes him fall asleep. And so she cuts a lock of his hair to show that she like bested him or whatever. And then they end up having to come together and fight the Minotaur.
So why do you get to tell us about this one but not Marvin the Martian?
Well, I didn't tell you the whole storyline. This one's good. Like, you have to know what's going on. Marvin, it's just Marvin's trying to kill Earth, and Martian Manhunter's trying to stop him. And so then this one I liked. It was really funny because Taz likes music. They did like a sing-songy, Diana is singing him the story of Helen of Troy, but before she sings it to him, he wants to be the one who gets Helen. So he's there in Troy, and one of the funniest line is they bring the Trojan horse, right? And I just laughed and laughed at this. And it says, but it seemed they had left Troy one last parting
Yeah,
gift,
no,
a
she was
tribute
really
to
laughing at
Finsmond,
this.
the Troy-Sparta rift. But from here our tale turns into one of sheer woe, for inside that big horse was Troy's finishing blow. It's working, Odysseus. I kiss you, I oughta. Tonight we'll pop out of this murder pinata. So I like that. It's a murder pinata. I liked it. So then Taz doesn't like that because he doesn't want them to come and thwart his plans. So he makes Diana change it, and he kills them all. Not kills them all, but he beats them all up. And he bites Achilles on the heel and everything. And they're like, hey, how did you know about our weaknesses? But it was cute. So it was very, I liked these. So they have Lobo and Roadrunner, and they have Jonah Hex and Yosemite Sam, which I think might be interesting.
That might be kind of cool.
They have Elmer Fudd and Batman, so I'm curious to see how Elmer Fudd fits into Batman. Yeah, I was like, really? Elmer Fudd and Batman? So I'm curious to see that. And then Bugs is in Justice League, I think. No. Young Justice? I don't know. I'd have to look it up again. I don't remember. No, it's not. I looked, and they didn't actually have a Superman, which I thought Superman and Bugs, because they're the kind of the two main, like, DC and Looney Tunes. Like, I figured that would be an obvious crossover, but they didn't do that one. There's no Superman. Superman wasn't in this series at all. So
weak.
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with that. But I only picked this up because of Marvin, but I really liked it. Like, I've really liked this, so hopefully I'll find some more of those.
Now, we did Twitch last week on Wednesday. No, this week on Wednesday.
Don't watch it because I hit Vince a lot. It's kind of violent. I throw some tantrums. It's not one of my prettier moments. It's not good. It's not good at all.
So it's absolutely must-see viewing.
Yes, it's must-see Twitch goodness.
Vincent has me play Street Fighter, and I have forgotten how much I hate losing and how much I hate losing to Vincent. I really, really hate losing to Vincent. I hate that he is so much better than me. And it's not like he's a gamer who plays all the time, so that bothers me even more. Like, if you were some teenager or something, maybe it wouldn't bother me as much because I'd just be like, whatever. But it bothers me. So, yeah, I had some meltdowns. I threw some tantrums.
Dog Eater 101, I ate your dog, says, hi, Mrs. Guzman.
Hi. Did you watch us on Twitch? Did you see me misbehaving? Sorry about that. When we Twitch next Wednesday, I'll try to be better.
From YouTube, so.
Oh. Well, maybe they watch us on Twitch, or they haven't, and they're going to watch us on Twitch. So.
But we had a new layout, and I wanted to do a new layout. Have we shown the new layout yet? And I'm working on a new design for the new layout, and this is the new layout right here. And you can see me all big right here, and then you're kind of like down and lower instead of...
Go like this.
Like down here.
Down a little bit, yeah, there you go.
Down here is Colleen.
And
How
you're
come,
down there.
how come you always get to be the big one, and I've got to be down here in the corner?
Well, you gotta look up to me. Hi. How's it going?
I don't like that.
You actually have to look to me to look to Vincent.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You doing alright?
Now I'm looking at Vince.
Yeah.
Now it's like Brady Bunch,
Yeah.
and I'm like in the box.
He's totally got the cameras around the wrong way for this to work.
Yeah, I don't think that works. Because every time I talk to Stuart now, it's going to look like I'm talking to you, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Stuart.
We need more cameras.
More cameras. More cameras.
So yeah, I'm working on that. I don't know. If you like it, let us know. If you don't,
I really think people would like for us to do shorter videos. I don't know when we're going to have time to do those, because when we do shorter videos, you're going to have to edit them and stuff, and it's a thing.
Shorter is always better. The podcast that I was involved with, I kept on telling them, keep it under 15, 20 minutes, but no, they do like an hour and a half. It's like...
We do an hour, and I think it's just because there's so much stuff to talk about, and we can't do it like daily or whatever. I wish we had more time. We have so many geeky crafts. Like, I have so much stuff over there that I want to turn into things, but we want to film it, and we never have time to do crafts. So it's like, we need a better system somehow. Maybe once we do better on Twitch, we can start getting affiliate status and start getting funding, and then
if you haven't
people can give us funds
followed us on Twitch, follow us on Twitch and then watch our stuff. because we're like right on the cusp of being an affiliate.
Yeah, so then if we got that, then maybe we could get some donations and get some more stuff, more content done.
Yeah.
Definitely would like to get some more content done. So
Because actually, yeah, we have our own streaming machine for just Twitch. So I'm just bought some stuff today to upgrade that.
And next week
To
when
make it
we
even
Twitch,
better?
we're not going to do Street Fighter again.
Street Fighter 2.
5.
5. It was Street Fighter 5.
Oh, well, play Street Fighter 2. We'll go back and play Street Fighter 1.
I even had him like he was only allowed to use one button. He was still beating me. Because then he would just pick characters where that one button like did their special move or whatever. I didn't know. It's like, guys, stink at this. Well, no, everybody's been wanting us to play.
I could do the jab and then the small kick. I could do those. She allowed me to do those two.
Well, everybody's been wanting us to play Borderlands, so I'm hoping that's the next one that we're going to try, because people have been like bugging me about us playing Borderlands.
Yeah.
So we bought Borderlands, and I've never ever played it. So
Maybe next Wednesday.
hopefully we'll try that one next Wednesday. And I kind of enjoyed Little Big Planet, so then maybe that'll be the third one that we play. So I don't know. I know a lot of people that Twitch like consistently Twitch the same game, but I think I want us to try all the ones we bought first and then see if there's one that we really like kind of settle into, and then maybe we'll kind of go from there. So that's the thing.
I'm digging it. But so I'm doing that. So tell me if you like the new layout, and I have a few things I'm going to tweak on it.
I'm going to just look at you, Stuart, from now on whenever Vincent talks.
You got to look at me and up. Yeah, that's it.
I don't like this new layout already.
Well, hopefully Vincent can.
Well,
change.
either way, for you to do it, you would have had to have like looked down.
I like looking down upon you. That's better.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe Vincent can change it that when you're talking, the pictures flip.
The what?
The pictures flip. So Colleen is in the big picture and you're in the little picture.
Yeah. We're gonna switch that out to where Colleen is when she's talking more of the time. It's gonna switch to her big and then me small.
It doesn't already do that?
No. He hasn't fixed
No.
it.
This is just a test on the layout.
Well, you're the one who's got a Switch.
Well, that I would have to have a second layout to switch to the second layout.
Yeah, I haven't. No, I just built this today, so this is just a test.
I was like, I don't know.
I can put Todd McFarlane up again.
Let's watch Todd McFarlane.
Nolan C3D Printworks says team play, but I don't own that many games. LOL. And then he says hotkey transitions. Yes, we can do hotkey transitions.
What I want Nolan to do, since he does the 3D printing, is I want him to get his 3D printing stuff, bring it over here. We'll get paints, and then we'll all sit around and like prime and paint some of the 3D printed stuff and see how that turns out, like as far as minis and stuff. I think that would be a good collaborative kind of crafty thing that I would like to do. I really enjoyed when you and Nolan took me to the that little game store over there on the south side.
Oh, yeah. Southtown.
And they had a painting station, which is really nice because they give you all the paints. And so they had minis there, and you could just buy the mini and then sit there and paint it. And I didn't know what I was doing. But I had been to one like session at a gaming con before on how to paint minis, and so I kind of like remembered some of that stuff. I had fun.
Cool. He says, sounds good. I have female warriors and Skull Army guys.
Nice. Awesome sauce.
All 28 millimeters. So we'll do that. So we talked about Spawn. Spawn's coming, the movie. Todd McFarlane announced that. We talked about San Diego Comic-Con a little bit, even though we don't get to go. We talked about it. We talked about Game of Thrones. And we talked about your comics. Looney Tunes,
DC
mashup. And no, it was a good day. We talked about our Twitch and we talked about our new layout. So we're going to be upgrading things and
doing stuff,
making stuff better, and hopefully we'll eventually get to the smaller videos, just to round stuff out.
We're going to have a segment called Colleen Plays with Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't even know. I was going to show you something, by the way, at the end after the show. Go ahead.
But thanks for checking us out. If you haven't subscribed to us, yes, please subscribe to us. If you haven't followed us yet on Twitch, follow us on Twitch. We're right there. We're right about to be affiliates, so then we can get our subscribe button and you can subscribe to us and give you better content because we'll have better equipment and it'll be a lot
A lot cooler if you did.
A lot cooler. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Stuart.
Geek out, I say.